It's a check for a few $100, but it comes with a 40-year real estate contract. That's longer than most mortgages, and it could end up costing homeowners who sign up thousands. The I-Team's lead investigative reporter John Bedell digs into the company tying up Miami Valley homeowners with long-lasting agreements and taking them to court to collect big fees. It's part of a deal some people say they regret.
It started with a knock on the door at Charles Meredith's home.
It did sound like a pretty good deal. They said they were giving people $500 if we would think about letting them, when it come time to sell, if we would let them do the sale.
In November 2021, he signed a contract with Florida-based MV Realty for its homeowner benefit program.
They didn't say it was a contract type of thing.
Then in May, Montgomery County court records the I-Team checks show MV Realty sued Meredith when he listed his home for sale. The company then dismissed the lawsuit in June.
Is this all behind you?
I believe it is. I haven't heard nothing from them here lately.
MV Realty gives homeowners money, $480 in Meredith's case. In return, you either list your home with an MV Realty agent or pay a penalty, 3% of the value of your home. The term of the deal is 40 years.
Have you ever heard of a 40-year exclusive listing agent agreement?
Never. Traditionally, listing agreements that are exclusive, such as these, are going to be 6 months.
Brandon McLean is the Montgomery County recorder. He's also an attorney, a real estate agent, and a former judge.
One thing I will say is that these agreements, I'm not going to make a determination about the legality of them. However, I do believe that they are irregular.
News Center 7 teamed up with our sister stations in 7 cities and found MV Realty is doing business in 33 states, including Ohio. The I-Team checked county records that show at least 600 homeowners statewide have signed agreements with MV Realty, including at least 146 here in the Miami Valley, all properties that are under contract for 40 years.
These agreements are running with the property, not with the owners.
On their website, MV Realty says they don't file a lien on your house. It's a memorandum filed with county recorders like McLean.
If it walks like a duck, quacks like a duck, it is a duck. There are times when individuals may have a document that they form or title as a memorandum, but it has the same legal validity of a lien.
I worked for MV Realty, based out of Florida.
We're hiding the identity of this former MV Realty employee who says her job was to cold call homeowners.
I felt like I was taking advantage of people. It's horrible. I didn't want to make calls anymore.
I had to pull out the magnifying glass to read the contract.
Atlanta legal aid attorney Dina French says the MV Realty contract itself seems intentionally confusing.
It really is unconscionable. It's a very lopsided contract by a sophisticated company against unsophisticated homeowners.
MV Realty refused our request for an on-camera interview, but told us in response to written questions, we make sure that homeowners clearly understand the terms of the agreements before signing. MV Realty also maintains we do not cold call. We only reach out to prospects who have opted in to receive information from us.
And I would just encourage each and every person who is thinking about entering into one of these agreements to make sure that they are 100% clear on what their rights, responsibilities, duties, and obligations are, because this company certainly knows what theirs is.
Back on Charles Meredith's front porch in Dayton, here's his advice after dealing with MV Realty.
Stay away from them. Yeah, I think they're crooks.
Our I-Team investigation discovered state attorneys general in Florida, Georgia, and North Carolina have opened investigations into MV Realty's business practices. The I-Team reached out to the Ohio AG's office. They told us they, quote, can neither confirm nor deny the existence of or potential for any investigation. For the I-Team, I'm John Bedell, News Center 7.
Right now on WHIO.com, we have more of what the I-Team uncovered in this nationwide investigation, including what we found in internal MV Realty training documents the I-Team got a hold of, and how one of its contracts can follow you to your grave. You can also read MV Realty's entire statement. It is all on our website, WHIO.com.
That sort of truth in advertising is something that, perhaps we could look at in this situation.
And when I see people taking advantage of homeowners or renters, we spring into action. And in cases like this, this is probably a prime area.
The I-Team is investigating confusing contracts, locking Miami Valley homeowners into 40-year real estate agreements. Our reporting has put the deals on the radar of lawmakers, as you heard, at the State House and in Columbus, and at the Senate in Washington. At 5, we told you how a Warren County woman was the latest of hundreds of these contracts that we found in Ohio. Now new at 6, the I-Team's lead investigative reporter John Bedell is back showing us the investigation that's revealed just how big of a problem this operation actually is.
We started a joint effort with 7 of our sister stations across the country months ago to look into MV Realty and to look out for homeowners.
The stories of the homeowners we've met, from Atlanta to Florida to Charlotte and Seattle and here in Dayton, are all strikingly similar.
I'm angry. I'm angry. I don't like being taken advantage of.
They come knocking on the door, and they said they're giving people $500.
And you find out that little $600 check wasn't worth this at all.
As the I-Team first reported Monday, in return for quick cash, MV Realty agreements bind homeowners to a 40-year contract. Sell your home with one of their agents or pay a cancellation fee of 3% of your home's value.
I had to pay MV Realty over $9,000.
Oh, Lord, it was stressful. I couldn't sleep at night.
Many homeowners say they didn't understand what they signed, and multiple lawyers tell us the contract seems intentionally confusing.
I think they're crooks.
Many of these companies use a lot of techniques to pressure someone to sign fast.
Sarah Mancini with the National Consumer Law Center reviewed MV Realty complaints and is concerned the company is targeting low-income homeowners.
Ultimately, down the line, they could end up owing much more than the money that they were given up front.
MV Realty declined the I-Team's request for an on-camera interview, but emailed us, "We make sure that homeowners clearly understand the terms of the agreements before signing." Records of their deals are filed with county recorder offices like Brandon McLean's here in Montgomery County.
I would just encourage each and every person who is thinking about entering into one of these agreements to make sure that they are 100% clear on what their rights, responsibilities, duties, and obligations are, because this company certainly knows what theirs is.
The I-Team's been digging into this for months, and we're already seeing impacts of our reporting, even with MV Realty. We've noticed they've changed their website since we started asking questions. They've added disclaimers the past few weeks, spelling out things like, this is a 40-year agreement. For the I-Team, I'm John Bedell, News Center 7.
This is News Center 7.
2 new states are now suing the company, locking Miami Valley homeowners into a 40-year real estate contract.
Investigators say the contracts are confusing. Our I-Team has covered the story for months. Attorneys general in Massachusetts and Pennsylvania say they are going after MV Realty 2 weeks after we reported Florida's AG did the same.
The I-Team's John Bedell asked Ohio Attorney General Dave Yost why the Buckeye State has not filed suit, and looks at what these lawsuits could mean for thousands of homeowners.
As a part of this nationwide investigation, we've talked to people who have a piece of the American dream in city after city who said they had no idea what they were signing up for with MV Realty. Since our reports have aired, now 3 state AGs say what the company is doing is deceptive. There's growing legal trouble for Florida-based MV Realty. The Florida, Pennsylvania, and Massachusetts AG's offices have sued the company, and Georgia and North Carolina's AGs have opened investigations into MV.
People don't expect that a mortgage lien is going to be recorded on their property just for signing up to use a company as your real estate agent. It's far outside the norm of industry standards.
In a one-on-one interview, I asked Ohio Attorney General Dave Yost whether his office will sue MV Realty or if they'll join another state's lawsuit.
We're reviewing this, and it's a symptom of a larger problem. It's important to get it right, so I'm not prepared today to give you an answer to that question, but we're aware of the situation.
Does the Ohio AG's office have an investigation open into MV Realty?
We don't comment on the existence of investigations.
As the I-Team has previously reported, MV is doing business in 33 states, including Ohio, where we found at least 600 homeowners statewide under contract with the company and at least 146 here in the Miami Valley. In return for quick cash, MV Realty agreements bind homeowners to a 40-year contract. Sell your home with one of their agents or pay a cancellation fee of 3% of your home's value. The deals are secured with liens attached to properties and even transferred transfers to customers' heirs if they die. News Center 7 teamed up with our sister stations across the country for this investigation. We talked to homeowners all over the U.S. who said they had no idea they signed away so much for so little.
It's a great development.
Atlanta legal aid attorney Dina Franch has told us MV's contracts seem intentionally confusing. She's now reacting to the lawsuits from 3 state AGs.
They're the ones that have the reach, the investigative reach, and the resources to take quick action and get universal relief.
Right now, it's unclear how these lawsuits will impact MV customers outside of Florida, Pennsylvania, and Massachusetts. If the Ohio AG's office files a lawsuit against the company, we'll be sure to let you know about it and bring you any new details. In Dayton, for the I-Team, I'm John Bedell, News Center 7.
MV Realty has repeatedly declined our request for an on-camera interview. In a statement, a company spokesperson said they've always been committed to transparency and added they're confident any inquiry will confirm their team has operated in full compliance with the law.
And we're not the only ones asking questions about MV Realty. Congress is concerned as well. Talking with Ohio Senator Sherrod Brown last month, he told us the company could face scrutiny from the Senate Committee on Banking, Housing, and Urban Affairs, which he chairs. Today, in a one-on-one interview with News Center 7, we asked Brown about that possible oversight now that 3 state AGs are suing MV.
Yeah, I think that any company that's generally accused with evidence of doing what MV Realty has done needs to have oversight from Congress and the courts, and we're working to do that.
But up to this point, Brown has not given any specifics about a possible congressional hearing involving MV Realty.
This is News Center 7.
And new here at 5:30, the I-Team's reporting is mentioned in a congressional letter asking the Federal Trade Commission and the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau to investigate MV Realty's business practices. News Center 7 first reported on MV last month, and a Senate committee is now saying what a company is doing is predatory. The I-Team's John Bedell has worked this story for months and looks at these new developments for us.
This is the letter from the Senate committee which Ohio Senator Sherrod Brown chairs. It calls what MV Realty is doing coercive.
This is the letter from the Senate Banking, Housing, and Urban Affairs Committee. It reads in part, we urge the CFPB and FTC to work with state attorneys general to review whether these listing agreements and business practices violate federal consumer protection laws, including prohibitions against unfair, deceptive, or abusive acts and practices, and to take appropriate action where violations are found. Within the document itself, 2 of the I-Team's reports on MV Realty are cited as footnotes. As the I-Team has previously reported, MV Realty is doing business in 33 states, including Ohio. In return for quick cash, here's what MV Realty customers have to do. Sell their home with one of their agents or pay a cancellation fee of 3% of their home's value. The deals are secured with 40-year liens attached to properties and even transfer to customers' heirs if they die. News Center 7 teamed up with our sister stations across the country for this investigation. We talked to homeowners in city after city who said they had no idea what they were signing up for.
In a statement, an MV Realty spokesperson has said they're confident any inquiry will confirm they've operated in full compliance with the law. On top of this congressional letter, MV is facing growing legal trouble. 3 state AGs are suing them, and 2 more have open investigations into their business practices. In the News Center for the I-Team, I'm John Bedell, News Center 7.
And News Center 7 reached out to the FTC and the CFPB, and both responded by saying they have no comment at this time.